Hi, I'm Gaia Melikian, and I'm delighted to be here with the extremely talented Dev Patel here at Tribeca Film Festival to talk about his latest movie, The Man Who Knew Infinity. Dev, this is such a rich movie. It is gracefully written, beautifully shot, not to mention the brilliant performances given by you and Jeremy Irons. I mean, I thought it was just the perfect equation. So my sincerest congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly officially one of my favorite movies. And so now this is a true story.
Yes.
And you play the character, the math genius, Mr. S. Ramanujan.
Yeah.
Tell us about his journey.
So Srinivasa Ramanujan was kind of plucked from poverty and obscurity in the south of India, and was brought over to Cambridge and mentored by a man called J.H. Hardy, played by Jeremy Irons. And together they faced a lot of adversity, with all the fellows and other people in the college. And they created some of the greatest mathematical equations known to man, and were completely groundbreaking in that field. So it's quite an inspiring story. He's quite the legend, and he was taken from us far too early.
Yes, absolutely, I agree. And on that note, so I'm going to read some of the facts from the end of the movie.
Oh, wow, okay.
In 1976, a lost notebook was discovered containing groundbreaking new formulas from the last year of Ramanujan's life, the importance of which was compared to the discovery of Beethoven's 10th Symphony. A century later, these formulas are being used to understand the behavior of black holes. To me, I think that's an astonishing human being.
Yes.
So tell me, what type of research did you do to really understand his emotional and mental state of being?
I mean, it's all the more astonishing because he wasn't fully educated. He dropped out of formal education very early on. He couldn't afford to do both. And, in terms of trying to get into his skin, there's no real found footage, so there was nothing to really mimic. I couldn't hear, we didn't find anything to, kind of listen to how he sounded or how he moved.
Right.
But, pictures do tell 1,000 words, so we had the wonderful book, that Robert Kennigal wrote, which we used as a blueprint, along with this, very stirring script.
Right.
By Matt Brown, our director, and we kind of worked from there, and it was more of a collaboration with Jeremy and me, and just trying to capture the essence of this man's struggle was really the importance.
You need to really use your high imagination and really try
to
and
it's a very immersive kind of, we actually were able to shoot in Cambridge, so I don't think that's ever been done in cinema before.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
And so that atmosphere in itself does something to you.
Yeah.
For a college dropout like me anyway. And then, we shot in Kumbakonam, where he's actually from, in India.
Right.
And again, another wonderful environment to be in.
Yeah, it was just breathtaking, I'm telling you.
Thank you.
So there was a constant battle of, let's call it, school of thought between your character and his mentor, played by Jeremy Irons. One relies on intuition, the other relies on tangible proofs. One believes in love, the other is married to his career. So there's a struggle for these two gentlemen to create sort of an emotional bond and a friendship, yet at the last scene before they depart, Jeremy Irons' character tells you there are no proofs nor underlying laws that can determine the outcome of the matters of the heart. Of this, I am sure. So Deb, what do you think happened there for these two brilliant minds to eventually come full circle together?
Yeah, I think it was acknowledging each other as human beings.
Right.
And I think that's what was lacking in Hardy's character for a long time. He saw the genius, and he wanted to extract everything from this young man's mind, but until he acknowledged him and what the kind of birthplace of his ideas, they could never really be on equal footing and understand each other. Ramanujan was a strict Hindu Brahmin, and in those days he broke all castes to cross the sea, come to Cambridge, leave his bride behind and his mother to achieve this goal. And he came to Cambridge and was faced with this very emotionally stunted kind of mentor, father figure.
Yeah.
And a lot of the root of his suffering was that communication breakdown.
Yeah.
So it's kind of about Hardy softening and understanding humanity in a way for someone who's so emotionally stunted, and for Ramanujan to understand there is a process to be able to prove to people your greatness.
Right.
Like he hardly believed he was always great, but he had to go through certain filters to prove it to the rest of the naysayers.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. There's a couple of scenes where Hardy's colleague tells him, your rigor is breaking his spirit.
Yeah. He's not a thoroughbred, he's not a horse or something.
It's like, let him run.
Yeah.
And he has a hard time with that, but eventually you guys come together, your characters very beautifully, and I think it makes a perfect yin and a yang.
Yeah.
So
well, Ramanujan is considered an abstract mathematician.
Right.
He was a religious man and he prayed, and he found, he gathered these amazing equations,
right.
Dancing in numbers to the infinite in his mind whilst he was praying or meditating, and he claimed that it was a gift from his goddess.
Yeah.
So in the world of mathematics in Cambridge, where everything must be proved and you must show a process, and this man comes in from the middle of India wearing his sandals, saying, hey, I've created this amazing theory, I mean, they completely angered everyone.
It's very astonishing, I have to tell. Tell me, how was it to work with the remarkable thespian Jeremy Irons?
It was incredible. I always remember the first time I met him, and I came into the read-through with my dialect coach, Raghuvir Joshi, who helped me a lot in the film. But we walked in and I was so over-prepared. We'd been working on the voice for like a month beforehand. I knew all my lines, so I was just pretending to read. And Jeremy's by the window, finishing off a cigarette, and he comes out and you just hear his voice.
Yeah.
It was very intimidating, but he's so gracious and warm and like a complete artist through and through.
Right.
Like I as a less experienced performer, and that's an understatement. You come in and you're just worried about your stuff, like how you look, how you sound, all this. He comes in and he's so acute to everything on set.
Right.
Is it what he'll ask questions like, what season is it?
Right.
I think we should frost the windows. I think costume should place some jackets over, by the fire, and we should light it. And he understands that we're in the business of moving pictures, which is it's quite amazing.
I mean, I can imagine it's a lifetime experience, but you're also being very humble about your performance. So yeah, nothing short of brilliance. Now, Ramanujan depended on spiritual and divine beliefs. You just touched upon that to help guide his genius. Does spirituality play a part at all in your career or your personal life?
I think so. Yes, I do. I mean, I constantly. I'm always. There's points where you're just struck by how lucky you are.
Yeah.
And I always wonder why me. Why am I able to be able to indulge in this career?
Okay.
And I'm very blessed, and I think it's a series of wonderful collisions that have happened in life, and kind of forces that have allowed me to be where I am. Great parents, and just something else.
Right.
Another positive energy. So, I'm definitely believing something. I don't know what shape or form it comes in.
Right.
But I believe in something.
You're definitely self-aware and very down to earth. I'm going to take it back a little bit, way back, circa early 2009. You were a relatively new actor.
Yeah.
You were the lead in a film that was nominated for 10 Oscars and won 8. I'm talking about Slumdog Millionaire, of course. Tell me, now that some years have passed, what was going through your mind back then versus how you feel now?
I think back then it was, I was like a piece of driftwood, caught in this massive tidal wave.
Right.
And I think now I feel like a surfer on a good surfboard that he's carved out by himself, and now I'm learning how to ride that wave.
That's beautiful. Beautiful, I love it. And I'm going to ask you one last thing, please. Please finish the sentence in the one word. Okay. Dev Patel is?
Hungry.
I like that. Very, very down to earth. Thank you so much.